All right, welcome. Today, we are going to trace the incredible evolution of a technology, one that's gone from basically a simple blueprint to a super intelligent, predictive partner. So let's dive into the amazing metamorphosis of the digital twin.
Okay, just imagine this for a second. What if you could have a perfect virtual copy of, I don't know, a jet engine, a whole power grid, or even a human heart? And this copy is so alive with data, it could tell you not just what's happening right now, but what's about to happen next. I mean, that's the core promise we're going to unpack today.
So, what exactly is a digital twin? Well, at its heart, the definition is actually pretty simple. It's just a virtual replica of something physical. But, and this is a big but, as we're about to see, that simple definition, it barely scratches the surface of what's been an absolutely profound technological journey.
So to really get where we are now, we have to go back. We have to start at the very beginning, way back in the era of what you could call the static snapshot.
The ancestors of the digital twin, they were basically flat, lifeless pictures of reality. I want you to think of those super detailed engineering blueprints, or maybe the 3D CAD files you'd use to design a car part. Yeah, they were incredibly accurate, for sure, but only for that one single moment in time, the exact moment they were created. They were totally, completely disconnected from the real, functioning object out there in the world.
And this slide, this really highlights the fundamental leap. The old static models, they were a one-way street, just a description sent out into the world, and that was it. But look at the modern twin. The information flow is bi-directional. It's a constant two-way conversation. It's not a static photo anymore. It's a living, breathing model that evolves from just describing what happened to actively predicting what's going to happen.
And this quote, man, it just illustrates the point perfectly. These early models really were like a perfect portrait. I mean, they captured the likeness, the structure, all the geometry, but they had absolutely none of the life. They couldn't tell you how a machine was behaving under stress or, how a component was aging over time. Nothing.
So, how did that portrait come to life? Well, that brings us right to the next stage of this whole metamorphosis, the living mirror.
The absolute game changer here was bridging the physical and the digital worlds with a constant, never-ending stream of data. Suddenly, the digital model wasn't isolated anymore. Nope, it was tethered to reality, reflecting every single change, every vibration, every flicker of its physical counterpart, all in real time.
So how did this all happen? It was really a perfect storm of three key technologies, all coming together at just the right time. First up, you had sensors. They became super cheap, small, and you could put them everywhere, gathering data on everything from temperature to pressure. Second, the Internet of Things, or IoT, gave us the high-speed networks we needed to transmit that absolute flood of data instantly. And third, and this is crucial, we finally had the raw computer power to make sense of it all as it was happening.
So, the crucial point of this whole era is the shift in perspective. The digital twin wasn't just a blueprint anymore, describing what an object is. It became a living mirror, showing us exactly what that object is doing right here, right now.
But just mirroring reality, that wasn't the end of the journey, not even close. The next leap forward is where things get, well, truly mind-bending. So, welcome to the era of the predictive crystal ball.
Okay, this is the stage where the twin gets a brain. Seriously, by integrating artificial intelligence and machine learning, the model went way beyond just seeing the present. It actually started to learn. It's analyzing mountains of historical and real-time data, spotting these super subtle patterns that a human could never ever see, and learning the signals that predict what's just around the corner.
This slide maps out that evolution of intelligence perfectly. So the twin went from being descriptive, just telling us what happened, then it became predictive, forecasting what will happen. But the ultimate stage, the real holy grail, is prescriptive. The twin doesn't just predict a problem, it simulates a bunch of potential solutions and tells us the best course of action, what we should do about it. It becomes an active, strategic advisor. It's incredible.
Okay, this all sounds fantastic in theory, but where is this stuff actually making a difference? Right? Let's take a look at how these twins are operating out there in the real world today.
In manufacturing and aerospace, the impact is just immense. I mean, instead of building super expensive physical prototypes, designers can now test thousands of virtual versions to find the absolute perfect design. On a factory floor, a twin can pick up on a tiny, almost imperceptible vibration that tells it a critical bearing is going to fail in exactly 72 hours. And just like that, you've prevented a massive, costly shutdown. For aircraft, it means maintenance is no longer on a fixed schedule. It's done when it's needed, based on the real-time health of every single component.
And it gets even more personal when you look at healthcare and cars. Just imagine a digital twin of a specific patient's heart. It would allow doctors to test different surgical approaches virtually, over and over, to find the one with the best chance of success. And for self-driving cars, their AI is trained on digital twins of entire cities, driving billions of simulated miles through every crazy, dangerous scenario you can think of. That's what makes them safer before a single real tire ever touches the pavement.
And the scale just keeps getting bigger and bigger. We're talking about digital twins helping manage entire power grids to stop blackouts before they start. They're telling wind turbines to adjust their blade angles based on a weather forecast that's still hours away to maximize energy. Entire cities are being twinned to simulate traffic patterns and plan out emergency responses for things like floods or earthquakes. This is saving infrastructure and, way more importantly, it's saving lives.
So this technology is clearly powerful, but as it gets more intelligent and more integrated into our lives, it starts to bring up some really deep, really complex questions. I mean, we're talking about potentially redefining reality itself.
I mean, think about this for a second. If an AI-powered twin recommends a critical, time-sensitive action, and a human operator is the one who executes it, who's really responsible for the outcome? It's this fascinating, tricky conversation about where the AI's agency ends and human accountability begins. And believe me, those lines are getting blurrier every single day.
And here's another crucial conversation we're all starting to have. These twins, they learn from historical data, right? Well, that data was created by us with all of our built-in human biases. So the huge challenge becomes, how do we make sure these incredibly powerful systems are built on data that reflects the future we want, and not just the prejudices of our past? It's a massive area of focus for developers right now, as it should be.
So what started out as just a simple digital echo has evolved into an absolutely indispensable partner. This technology isn't just reflecting our reality anymore, it's actively helping us create it. And that leaves us with the final and maybe the most important question of all. It's not about what a digital twin is anymore. The real question is, what will we choose to build, and ultimately, what will we choose to become with it?